straw. So the straw has changed my life. I'm gonna start with how I use the straw to speak, and then I will show you how to use it to sing. Keep in mind that the speaking voice and the singing voice are the same thing. They're very, very much connected. Hey guys, my name is Liz Bills, and I'm a professional singer and a vocal coach from the Boston area. I've had muscle tension dysphonia, MTD, for about 7 years now. And if you want to hear my complete story and journey to recovery and management with this illness, I put the link below so you can check it out. I want to say that I have the type of MTD that surrounds the muscles, so it's not my vocal folds themselves, but it's the surrounding areas, including my face, my neck, my back, my shoulders, my front chest, my tongue, all of that great stuff. But I want to say that I've gotten to a place where I often feel cured, especially in the spring and the summer. And in the winter, the symptoms come back, but the tips and tricks I'm about to show you are what I use to manage the MTD so that I can make these videos. I can teach 30 students a week. I can run 2 bands, and I can gig, and I can tour, and everything's completely manageable. I'm not going home crying or missing work anymore because of severe chronic pain. And before we move forward, I just want to say that if you have MTD, and you don't have a vocal coach, get one right now. I think it's very important that, if you're using your voice for a living, that you have a coach that knows what they're talking about, that can listen to your voice and help you correct it weekly, so you can retrain your voice. I think that's crucial. So that's number one. And also, if you haven't been diagnosed, make sure you go to your ENT and you get a proper diagnosis. And if you do have MTD, make sure you do the speech therapy. That always will come with that. And you can use these tips and tricks to supplement what you're already doing. All right, so let's get into it. Tip number 1, the straw. So the straw has changed my life. I'm going to start with how I use the straw to speak, and then I will show you how to use it to sing. Keep in mind that the speaking voice and the singing voice are the same thing. They're very, very much connected, obviously. But it's not so obvious to everyone. I use my voice professionally to talk, so I'm just blabbing all day. And before I discovered the straw, I'd have so much chronic burning. It was awful. I was popping like 20 million cough drops a day. I was crying in the bathroom. I was barely making it through teaching every day. And then I learned this technique in speech therapy at Mass General Hospital, and it changed my life. So I'll show you what I do to warm up before work. And this is when I have pain. Okay. So I just slide in the straw. So I go, So I start from like a mid-range and I go up because it feels good for me. I'm just blowing into the straw. And the key really is to get the vibration going through the straw, so you have more of your voice coming from this area of your face instead of in your throat where it's really heavy. I used to talk like this, very whispery. But if I talk more like this and more bright, I could talk like this all day and it would not hurt. So the straw will help you do that. So I would just grab some words in a book. Here I got some lyrics here. So this is what I would do to warm up, and what I still do. I just want you to come with me. We're on another mentality. Ain't got no tears left to cry. I'm reading an Ariana Grande song. So you can kind of go back and forth with that, with saying words, and then you're kind of setting up the voice for success, and then you're going to speak. And sometimes when I'm having bad pain, I work with children who don't care if I use the straw. So if I'm really having a bad day and I'm teaching, I'll go, all right, so now place your hands on middle C. Great job. And they don't care if I do that. So hopefully I'm sure there's somewhere where people don't care if you do this, maybe band practice, or when you're at home, just practicing, of course, or maybe you have a job that allows it. So that's for speaking. And now let's talk about singing with the straw. It's basically the same thing, but you can do scales with it. So I would go. So I would start that way first, and make sure you check in with your vocal coach, make sure you're doing it the right way. Not everyone can get the hang of it right away, but you can experiment with different sizes of straws, you can think about that. So different sizes, make sure you're working with a coach, and you're doing it all good. And it should feel relatively good, hopefully. And then let's see. So another thing that you can do is you can start with that same exercise. And then to singing. Well, well, well. I think wahs are great. Also. Meows are great too. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Yeah. And then the last thing that I'll do, let's see, I'll go. And then I'll sing like a song, I just want you to come with me. We're on another mentality. Ain't got no tears left to cry, cry. And I'll kind of go back and forth, being very aware of my body and taking it easy, So I think that's the gist of the straw. And that was tip number 1. Tip number 2. If you can't get the hang of the straw, or you don't like the straw, or even if you do, you can add this to your routine as well, which is the same thing, but just humming instead. So make sure it's very forward and very whiny, like in the nose, in the mask, in the front of your face. And you're gonna go, and make sure it's very whiny, kind of like a bratty kid or something. So you can go, right now I'm in a state of mind. And then you can sing more words. And this is really helpful, especially if you're on stage or something where you can't whip out your straw, but you really need your resonance to get more forward, All humming things are very great, I think. Tip number 3, the vacuum. So now I'm gonna go v. I'm doing a V, and then I kind of think about R when I do it. And it sounds like this. This one's great also to get your airflow going, because airflow is the most important part of singing, and the muscles just can't be tense the more that you're breathing and releasing air. I think that's like 101 yoga and everything, like, relax through your breath. So you could try the vacuum. Tip number 4. So grab like a cup and put some water in it and put your straw in it. And you're gonna blow bubbles. You're gonna go. So I'm just blowing into the water, and I'm making that sound, if you can hear it. I'm making a sound and blowing air into it. You could do this on anything. You could do it on a song, do it on all your warm-up scales. And it's great to release tension, to retrain the voice. It just feels good. Let's do a few more. So this is a great way to, I don't know, retrain your voice without the pain. If you don't feel pain. For me, I don't. Tip number 5 is kind of like this baby voice, or I call it Alvin and the Chipmunks. So we're trying to get the pressure out of the throat area and put it in the front of the face. And sometimes it helps to do your warm-ups kind of like this, making sure it's like in the nose area. Just think Alvin and the Chipmunks, a baby, an alien, whatever. You can play with it by going, "Aw, so cute. Aw, aw." Kind of like how you talk to your pets. And then over time, you can adjust it a little bit so it doesn't have to be so whiny. But, keep in mind, it's just for warming up or, finding that resonance, finding that ease, finding that place of no pain. So you can do something like, where. And I usually kind of move because I have the tension issue. Where. Add a smile as you go higher. Etc. So that's a good one. Tip 6 is body movement, whether that be swaying, like boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. So that's something you can do. And another thing you can do is use the bouncy ball. It's just an exercise ball. You sit on it like this. Boom, boom. Meow, 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 boom. We can use the baby voice. Boom, boom. Meow, 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 meow. Boom, boom. The vacuum. The straw. Boom, boom. Tip number 7 is lying on the ground. And I need to vacuum. So you can lie on the ground and you can sing your songs. You might notice immense relief. If you don't notice relief, just don't do it. You can do your warm-up. Or you can sing your songs. La 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 la, etc. And this just like, what it does is it just, your muscles are really able to relax when they're supported by the earth. So this is a really nice way to get relaxed. It's lying on the ground. Tip number 8 is forward folds. That looks so good this way. And you can sing upside down, kind of like in yoga. You do forward folds or whatever. So, you can go. Boom, boom. Meow, 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 boom, boom. You could sing songs like this, shaking the head yes and no.
I think the key here is to make sure that you're like a rag doll. Your head is completely letting go, your shoulders and necks letting go, and you're like a rag doll just hanging. You're not holding tension. And then you can sing with some relief from all of that tension.
Number 9 is, I don't know, taking the tension away from this area and putting it in a different area. So you can grab, like, this is kind of like an exercise band, but you could get anything, like a towel or whatever. And then you grab it and you pull. Make sure your shoulders are still relaxed, but you're gonna pull while you exercise. You know, so that would be, you know, wah, 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 bum, bum, wah, wah, wah. And this actually really helps me when I'm trying to get like higher notes out and trying to release that tension. You're putting the tension somewhere else, you know? You can do this, or like sometimes I'll try to sing a high note, and as I sing it, I'll distract myself by pretending to throw a ball or something, or what else will I do? I'll grab something heavy and I'll sing like this. This is like a cube amp, anything heavy. You know, you can sing a high note. Hey, 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 hey. Oh yeah, yeah. And you might notice some relief, you know, when you're working on those high notes, relief from tension, because you're placing the tension somewhere else in the body, you're distracting the body. Tip number 10. So, if you have muscle tension dysphonia and you don't have a Brookstone massager, you should order one right now. Pause the video and get it, because this thing is like, it's been a lifesaver. So this is how it works. Turn it on, there's some heat in there, and you can put it right on the areas, and then you can sing like this, and you can warm up like this, and of course you can also just work on those tight muscles when you need it. And so I highly recommend this. You can get the kind that you can bring on the road that are like battery powered for a little bit extra money. I suffer from a lot of tension in my front armpit chest, I think it's called, like right around here. So, you know, I'll get right up in there, you know, just loosening those muscles, getting blood flow going through there. It's all good stuff, of course. I think it was like 100 or 120 bucks. I've had it for like 3 years, so it's a great investment that you should get. Last tip, tip number 11, I guess. Something that I do, like when I feel tension building, is I'll just do this sound. So I've been like singing and warming up for a bit, and I'm just like not feeling it. I'm feeling like tight and burning. I'll do something like this. I'll go, ha. So I'm doing a vocal fry, and your voice, your vocal folds can only make a fry sound if they're relaxed. So if you can't already go, I'd work on that. You can slide gently down. Ha, ha. And then I follow that up with a shaking the larynx around, shaking everything free. You can shake the tongue around. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Ha, ga. One more tip, tip 12. If you don't do yoga, I would try it. Yoga with Adriene is my favorite. She's on YouTube for free. You know, I feel like a lot of people with MTV suffer from anxiety, or anxiety comes because you have it. So yoga is great for breathing and just relaxing and stretching. You know, so when I'm having a lot of pain, I'll do stretches. You can check out my complete stretch video below on my routine of that. I would add meditation in to calm the mind, because we have that mind-body connection. So if there's something going on in your brain, then it's, you know, then it's displaced or placed into your body. And I think that's what I'm going through. I think that's part of MTD that Western medicine doesn't quite get yet. And, you know, I also see the chiropractor when, you know, just to crack my joints and stuff. And I think that's about it. And so I would say those are my little tips and tricks that get me through the day, that help. So I hope that these tips and tricks can help you, and they've helped me. Again, I've gotten to a place where I feel like my MTD is manageable, and I feel like I can still sing and live my life and talk to my friends and go to my job, and I don't feel like I have to give up everything anymore. So there's definitely hope. Let me know in the comments what you want to see on my channel. I'm gonna try to keep this thing going. I'm not sure how often I'm gonna post. Let me know what you think. Maybe once a week or every 2 weeks or something like that. I just want to help, so let me know what you want to hear. And I wish you the best and happy healing and happy journey to recovery and management of muscle tension dysphonia.